Now we're going to make a number line. And how we're going to do that first is you need to get a strip of paper. It should be near the station. It's actually receipt tape. So lay that out just like this. First thing you want to do is fold it hot dog. So hot dog meaning long ways. Exactly in half. Or as close to half as you can get. Okay. Once you fold it halfway, like this, and you're going to open it up. And this fold is going to be called your baseline for your number line. I want you to make a line where that fold is. And if I ever go too fast, remember, you can always pause the video, catch up, or go back, rewind to get to the part you need to be. Okay, now that we have our baseline, now we're going to fold it, instead of hot dog, we're going to fold it hamburger once. Okay. Once you have it folded hamburger, you're going to want to open it back up. And where you made that crease, I want you to put a little vertical line there. That's called a tick mark. Okay, and since it's the middle of our paper, that's where 0 is. So let's mark that 0. Okay. All right, now we need to make all the other folds so we can make all our other tick marks on here, all our other numbers. So we're going to fold it back, hamburger. Okay, now we need 4 more folds just like that. Hamburger folds. Make sure we do 4 more. So we'll have 5 total. 5 total hamburger folds. So there's 1, but we need 4 more. So 2. Now we need to get to 4, so we need 3. Now notice how hard I'm pressing down on the crease because it's getting thicker. And we need 1 more to get to our 4 extra ones. Alright, so now we have 5 total hamburger folds. Our original one where we marked our 0, and then our 4 additionals. Now if you press real hard on that, you'll have a good crease, good fold. Alright, now open it all the way back up. Alright, I'm going to have the camera come down a little bit since I'm going to start writing. So you can see this better. Alright, now on the right hand side of the number line is always our positive numbers. On this side of the tape, we're going to actually, of the receipt tape, we're going to count by ones. So let's first make our tick marks at every fold. So at every fold, we're going to make our little vertical lines. Okay. All right, so now you should have your tick marks, and now we're going to count by ones. So 1 at the first one, then 2, 3. So you keep going, and you should get up to 15. Okay. Okay, so you have up to 15. All right, now we want to do our negatives. So I'm going to bring this back. And again, at every tick mark, at every fold, I'm going to make a tick mark. since we counted by ones on the left, we're now going to count by negative ones. So -1, then -2, then -3, -4. And since we counted up to to positive 15 on the right, we should get to negative 15 on the left. And there you go. All right, so you should have negative 15 to 0, then 0 to 15. Okay? At this point, I really think actually you should put your name on here because you're going to be carrying this around a lot. So I'm going to have you do it on both sides, so if it gets lost, you don't have to turn it over. So put your name at the top somewhere, probably by 0 would help. I'm going to put Mrs. Hubbard. Put your name on it. All right, now we're going to turn it over and we're going to do the other side. All right, so again, we have our baseline. So we're going to put a line down the middle. For our baseline. Okay, once you have that, we have to go back and figure out where our 0 is. So you're going to want to fold it hamburger again to see where that middle is. When you might want to mark that with like your thumb or your finger. So when you open back up, put your tick mark and there's your 0. Okay. All right, so on this side, since we counted by ones before, we're not always going to be dealing with small numbers. So we may start working with some larger numbers. So we're going to start counting by 50s on this side. So let's make our tick mark at every fold using the folds we did on the other side. Okay. Now, since we're counting by 50s and we're on the positive side on the right, I'm going to have 50 at the first tick mark, and 100, then 150, and 200, and so forth. And you should get up to 750. Okay, well, since now we did that on the right, we'll bring this over, and since we got to 50s on the right and we got up to we got to 750 on the left, we're going to make our dash marks just like we did on the right. And instead of counting by positive 50, we're going to count by negative 50s. And since we got to 750 on the right, we should get to negative 750 on the left. So negative 50, negative 100, negative 150, and so forth. Okay. All right, so now you should have negative 750 going back to 0, and you'll have 0 to 750. Okay. All right, last thing, like we did on the front, let's go ahead and put our name on this one as well. So I'm going to put Mrs. Hubbard. That way, If it falls out for some reason, it can be returned to you. All right, so like I said, you're going to be carrying this around a lot. You're going to be using this to do adding, subtracting integers and whatnot. So if a station calls for it, for you to get this out, you'll have it, or if you just need it. What I suggest doing is folding it over hamburger a couple times so that you can fit it in a folder. That can easily fit in the folder. Even 3 times will make it fit in the pocket so you won't really see it. So if you want to fold it 2 or 3 times, it's up to you so that you can easily get it out.